And now, a special presentation. KC24, the Better Business Bureau, California State University, Fresno, the Fresno State Ethics Center and Lyles Center, and Richard Heath and Associates are proud to present the Celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards ceremony. I am Emily Irwin. I am pleased to be here tonight to host our annual Celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards ceremony. This special event is so important to recognize and to celebrate incredible individuals and companies that go above and beyond for their employees, their clients, and their communities. So thank you so much for joining us. At this time, I'd like to recognize and thank our generous sponsors who helped make this special event possible. California Health Sciences University, Calviva Health, G.L. Bruno Associates, Johansson Transportation Services, Manco Abbott, Murphy Bank, Sunmade, U.S. Rubber Recycling, and our program sponsors are Douglas Plumbing, Building Trades Institute, Clovis Insurance Agency, Demura Cameron LLP, Fresno Neon Sign Company, Carson Construction, Quality Home Services, Real-Time Informational Services, United Health Centers of San Joaquin Valley, Staples Energy, and Web City Press. Let us begin our celebration with a welcoming message from the president of California State University, Fresno, Dr. Saul Jimenez Sandoval.
Welcome to the Celebration of Ethics. As the 9th president of Fresno State, it is my honor and privilege to kick off this celebration in partnership with the Better Business Bureau and KC24. Ethics is a core value of everyone here at Fresno State, and it allows us to tackle our challenges and opportunities with transparency and honesty while remaining true to our core mission of educating and empowering our students for success. It is also a foundational principle that we strive to impart to each of our graduates. Our diverse community deserves ethical leaders, and the foundational experiences of ethical practice begin right here at Fresno State. Our community is enriched when we celebrate the ethical leadership of those working tirelessly towards improvement. I am honored to partner with and support many of our faculty, staff, and alumni and community members who continue to prioritize the value of ethical leadership across our valley. Dr. Paul Binion, the senior pastor of Westside Church of God, is a fitting tribute as this year's honoree. Dr. Binion works tirelessly for the community he serves in Southwest Fresno, and his steadfast and thoughtful leadership has provided guidance and counsel for countless individuals. Dr. Binion is involved in numerous community impact organizations where he advocates for and promotes a safer, kinder, and more ethical community for all. Dr. Binion's focus on education and empowerment is evident through the Education and Career Initiative he developed to help students in the community be successful in their education and subsequent professional pursuits. Our region is more dynamic and forward-thinking thanks to ethical leaders like Dr. Paul Binion. A core component of ethics is gratitude. And in that spirit, I would like to thank KC's production team under the leadership of General Manager and Vice President J.R. Jackson. We'd also like to thank Blair Looney, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau. At Fresno State, the Celebration of Ethics is the result of the collaborative work of Dr. Emil Milevoj, Director of the Lyles Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and Dr. Andrew Fiala, Director of our Ethics Center here on campus. I also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone involved in this production. I look forward to continuing Fresno State's commitment to ethics education and uplifting the importance of courage, compassion, and ethical leadership. And now, on with our program.
I'm Andrew Fiala, the Director of Fresno State's Ethics Center. I'm happy to welcome you to our Celebration of Ethics event. This annual event involves a collaboration between Fresno State's Ethics Center, our Lyles Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and our partners at the Better Business Bureau. I'm very thankful for the support of my colleague, Dr. Emil Milevoj, who is the director of the Lyles Center. We're also very happy to have the support of university administration including President Saul Jimenez Sandoval, the Dean of the Craig School of Business, Dr. Julie Olson Buchanan, and the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Honora Chapman.
Thank you, Dr. Fiala. I'm very happy to be part of this year's Celebration of Ethics event. As Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, I oversee disciplines that foster intellectual and artistic expression with a spirit of free inquiry and civic engagement. The Ethics Center contributes greatly to our college's commitment to teaching the next generation to become ethical citizens and leaders. The Ethics Center was founded 15 years ago by our visionary philosophy professor, Dr. Andrew Fiala. The center's mission is to promote and support faculty research and teaching about ethics across Fresno State's curriculum. Every year, the Ethics Center hosts or sponsors dozens of lectures, interviews, and panel discussions involving students, faculty, and community partners. At Fresno State, we want our students to develop the same sense of responsibility, integrity, compassion, and service to the community shared by tonight's award winners. Thanks to Fresno State's Ethics Center under Dr. Fiala's leadership and the hardworking faculty across campus, our diverse and talented students are learning to become ethical nurses, engineers, journalists, scientists, teachers, farmers, business people, and more. And after they graduate, they will positively impact workplaces throughout our region and beyond. Thank you for supporting our mission.
Thank you, Dr. Chapman. I'm often asked, can ethics be taught? Ethics and character are not innate. We're not born knowing how to do the right thing. Ethics is more like a language or an art. We learn to be good and do good with practice, and we can improve. Role models provide a useful tool in ethics education. We learn to be good by emulating good people. We learn to make good decisions by studying the thinking and behavior of people who have good character. I often begin my ethics courses by asking students to identify their role models. Some students will name someone famous, like Martin Luther King, Jr. But moral exemplars are also found closer to home. Students often identify their parents or grandparents as role models. It's important for each of us to ask ourselves from time to time who we admire as persons of character, integrity, and compassion. This brings me to our annual Ethical Leadership Award. We created this award 6 years ago in an effort to identify and celebrate ethical leaders in our community. The person we honor with this award will be asked to give a public lecture to inspire students with a vision of ethical leadership. There are amazing and admirable people throughout our community who are doing good and living well. Today, we recognize and celebrate an incredible individual who has done amazing work in our community. Let's hear about our 2022 Ethical Leadership Award recipient.
This year, we honor Reverend Paul Binion, pastor at the Westside Church of God. Pastor Binion has worked in Fresno since 1977. He is a strong advocate for students, especially African American students. He works on crime prevention and on counseling troubled folks through the Westside Community Counseling Center. This year, Pastor Binion received the key to the city of Fresno, delivered by Mayor Dyer, for his leadership and dedication to uniting people in Fresno. It is an honor to recognize Pastor Binion for his ethical leadership. Let's take a look. Within the walls of the Westside Church of God in Southwest Fresno, there's a lot of time spent learning about Scripture, what its lessons are, how to apply them to life. It's quite philosophical, which is funny because Senior Pastor Paul Binion spent a lot of his life avoiding philosophy.
I'm not a professor of ethics. In fact, in going to college, I never took an ethics class. I tried to avoid philosophy as much as possible.
Because for Pastor Binion, he finds much more salvation in acting out the tenets of the Bible.
But really, as I began to think about it, that's really my life. Ethics dictates everything I do. My being ethical is really the the linchpin, it's the foundation of everything I do, because my ethics is my moral base and upon which I live, and my ethics help me to determine what is proper and improper, and my ethics help me to always stay on the side of what is right and what is proper and what is beneficial to everyone.
Pastor Binion's personal convictions have shaped the ethical practices of the Westside Church of God. This is not a place just to make visits once a week.
We, the church, should be more than just a place to come on Sundays for worship and for teaching from the scriptures. But again, I believe that we've been compelled by God to make a difference in our community. The Bible teaches us to be concerned about justice, to be concerned about equity, to be concerned about fairness for all people, and really to bring a spiritual ethic, to life in our community.
This approach has made the church one of Southwest Fresno's best resources, and Pastor Binion one of its biggest advocates.
And so what it has done, I have served in a number of capacities over the years. Every mayor has been a dear friend. Every fire chief, police chief, every Southwest captain has been embraced by me, because I let my leadership know I'm here to serve, and also our congregation is here to serve as well.
The Westside Church of God has made partnerships in education, law enforcement, community development. Pastor Binion's nonprofit has helped dozens of families become first-time homebuyers and small business owners. He's developed lasting relationships with some of Fresno's most influential leaders. Mayor Jerry Dyer has been friends with Pastor Binion for more than 30 years.
I first met him when I was in the police department working in Southwest Fresno, and found him to be an incredible person that knew the community very well, somebody I relied on over the years and still do today. His decision making is rooted in the Word of God, and he's consistent with that. His decision making ability is second to none in terms of advice that he provides people, in terms of the way that he delivers that advice in a very calm and loving way. And I believe that's what a leader does, to give you good advice in a calm way, in a manner in which you can accept it.
And when Ashley Swearingen was running for mayor, Pastor Binion jumped at the chance to connect, all in the name of service.
And it turns out not everybody answers your phone call when you call them and say, you're running for mayor and you want to talk to them. But Pastor Binion did. And we sat and had coffee, shared a meal, and I remember at the time just being aware of how kind he was, how authoritative he was, and just how deeply committed to the community that he was. And that's proven to be true over time as I've known him. I want Pastor Binion to know that we see him, that we as a community honor him, and we recognize that our community would not be the same if it wasn't for really his career and his lifetime of service. There are so many ways in which we would feel the difference if he had not done what he has done and been a consistent and faithful and dedicated leader in our community. And I just want him to know that we are grateful.
I look at what I've done as something I'm supposed to do. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. And that's just not a statement about finances. That's also a statement about influence, and where you can use your influence. And we call it favor, where you can use that to better a community. And that's what I've endeavored to do. But the collaborations, the friendships, the long-term interaction with people, the trust that God has helped me to develop, with people in our community, I'm very grateful for that. Because again, we have seen changes take place because of that, not because of my individual efforts, or I'm being, Pastor being, no, I'm not that smart or that great, but I'm smart enough to collaborate. I'm smart enough to build relationships, to understand. I'm smart enough to build trust between us, where again, they can see working together really is an advantage to everybody.
It takes a strong leader to recognize where he might fall short and where his mission might be better served with the help of someone else, which is why Pastor Paul Binion is this year's recipient of the Better Business Bureau's Ethical Leadership Award.
Well, I'm very grateful for the consideration. Thanks for the acknowledgement. And really, it's really, the acknowledgement is really an encouragement to me to try to do more.
Congratulations, Pastor Binion, a well-deserved recognition. It is an absolute honor for all of us to be part of the celebration of your accomplishments and to learn about the incredible work that you have done and continue doing in our communities. Thank you. Coming up next, we meet the students showing us the importance of establishing ethics at a young age.
Welcome back to the celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Welcome back to our annual celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards ceremony. As part of our effort to promote ethics education, the Ethics Center is fortunate to be able to recognize outstanding students with our Dumanian Ethics Scholar Award. This scholarship program is the result of a generous gift from Ray and Jackie Dumanian. Let's take a look at what the recipients of this scholarship have to say.
Ethics is really all-encompassing. It's a guideline, like our moral guidelines that we live our life by, and everyone has a very different ethical code of conduct. Ethics really is the broad study of different moral theories.
I think we can make the world more ethical or a better place by realizing kind of our individual role in the world, because a lot of people just see themselves as like kind of things in the world. I think we should see ourselves more as things within the world.
In our society, you know, with social media and the beauty standards, there's a tendency for people to be rewarded for being selfish. You know, if you post the picture and it gets the likes, like that feels like a reward. And so there's this constant pull between being selfless and doing what's best for everyone and standing up for the underdog and, you know, being strong in your ethics, in your morality, and then that battle between what society wants and pulls them towards.
I think it takes our own will. I think we've got to realize that by ourselves and make that commitment.
In school, we're taught like certain subjects. We have math, we have science, we have English, but we're not necessarily taught how to be ethical, how to live our life, how to have compassion for others, how to empathize for others. So I feel like it is super important to in education, to teach kids, you know, how to be ethical, to give them the tools that they need to treat others with respect and kindness. And again, it all boils down to learning to be selfless and having compassion.
Things and people have value, then we begin to care. And just by caring, that's when we begin to take action, I think.
It is important, especially in today's society, to really empathize, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, to try and understand their circumstance. And it's not always going to be the same answer for every ethical question. There's going to be different answers for different situations, and I think that that is okay. And again, it all boils down to really sitting in front of somebody, looking them in the eye, and seeing them for the human that they are, and then realizing that, you know, ultimately that we all come from the same place and that we'll all end up in the same place eventually.
So wonderful to see young individuals being rewarded for their dedication to ethical practices. Congratulations to you guys. And of course, thank you to Ray and Jackie Dumanian for their generous gift. And if you would like to view and get your own copy of tonight's full program, you can visit celebrationofethics.com. It's now time to honor businesses big and small, doing good within their company and their communities. We announce the winners of the awards highlighting ethical leadership in the workplace next.
Welcome back to the celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Welcome back. As we continue to celebrate those putting ethics first, we're now moving into a portion of this event that will recognize and celebrate companies and business owners that not only instill ethical practices within their companies, but carry that message out into the community. Let's hear from President and CEO at Better Business Bureau, Blair Looney.
Thank you, Emily. And thank you to all of you for joining us this evening for our celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards. Tonight, we will recognize and honor companies throughout Central California and Inland Empire County's marketplace. Better Business Bureau, serving Central California and Inland Empire counties, is proud to partner with Fresno State to bring this incredible event to you. And together, we celebrate ethical individuals and businesses in our communities. BBB Ethics Awards is a symbol of the highest ethical standards in business. The companies we are honoring here have demonstrated a commitment to ethical business practices in their operations, professional integrity, established reliability, and effective responsiveness to their employees, vendors, and customers. Our winners were selected by a panel of 3 judges, each a former Ethics Award winner. The judges were Karen Lynch, attorney at McCormick Barstow LLP, Glenna Gates, president of Spherion Staffing in Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield, and Dave Blanchfield, CEO of Archer and Hound Advertising in Fresno. Thank you, judges. And now, I would like to direct your attention to the surprise of our small business category winner.
From the Better Business Bureau? How are you, Mr. It's a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations, Doug. You are our 2002 Better Business Ethics Award Marketplace Excellence Award winner in the small business category.
Unreal.
It is my pleasure to present you with your obelisk.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Doug and Linda Wright, owners of Wright Health Insurance Agency, a company that has received the highest number of nominations in the history of BBB Ethics Awards. Let's take a look at the hundreds of clients and individuals that felt this company deserves to win the Ethics Award.
They say the foundation for a good marriage is a good partnership.
Okay, I'll start off. Okay.
So it's no surprise that this husband and wife team make excellent business partners. Years ago, Linda and Doug Wright knew they wanted to start a business together. It just wasn't clear what that business would be.
With her skill set coming out of a pharmaceutical company, working in clinical trials, we kind of had the health idea in mind. And with my background, I was a financial advisor. It worked out that we could help people and use both of our skill sets. And so that was sort of the premise of looking around and starting this idea. We didn't know specifically what direction we'd go into, but when we started looking around the community and we didn't see somebody meeting this need, we decided we could help people right here. This is a really good place for us to go for.
And so, Wright Health Insurance Agency set up shop in Indio. The agency provides a wide range of health insurance and Medicare products, helping people navigate the confusing world of paying for health care.
We listen to what their situations are. We try to address their problems. We ask them a lot of open-ended questions so we can discover what their problem is. And I think by doing that, the people feel more comfortable. You know, they let down those walls. They know that we're here to help them.
And they know that even before you talk plan A, B, or C, you have to establish trust. And they do that with the BBB.
We have those stickers on our window, and we have customers and clients that come by, and they're so proud of that.
Yeah.
We're proud to have them here and have those stickers on our window and show that we are, supporters of the Better Business Bureau. That's how we run our business. And
our mission statement, our ethics, our background, our integrity is like you guys. We just want the best for the customer, the truthfulness, be transparent, have integrity and ethics.
And so they put that partnership front and center. It was how Doug started his business relationship with Jonathan Smith.
And the first thing he did, he said, I want to give you the Better Business Bureau card. He said, you put that on the table. And I thought, I didn't really know much about the Better Business Bureau. And then I became to see that this was empowering my business. And then every year he gave me another card. And then I had 2, and then I had 3, and then I had 4. And now I've got about 6 of them when I do community events. And when Doug and I do them together, or my son and I, Gabriel, we do them together. We work together as a team.
And everyone at Right Health has an equal role to play on the team. They're not employees, but instead employees, all guided by Linda and Doug and their strong belief in business ethics.
Oh, I don't sleep well at night if if I don't do the right thing. I have a hard time doing that. So yeah, doing like what Linda had said earlier about doing what's right when nobody's looking. I think that's a big one.
Ethics is built upon trust, and it's the core foundation for any relationship in any business, I would think. In order to gain the confidence of your client, you need to demonstrate that you're, one, competent and knowledgeable, and two, that you're somebody that's trustworthy.
It's an inherent quality in you. I think it's up to your mentors, your parents, your coaches, your pastor, anyone that influences you in your life. I think that's taught, and you learn from those people or situations even. That's
mentors, friends that you hang around with when you're growing up and having fun. I think it's nurtured. I think it's nurtured and developed over time. Yeah, I agree. Good answer.
That true understanding of ethics and making sure every employee understands it as well is why Right Health Insurance Agency is the small business winner of the Better Business Bureau's Ethics Awards.
You won. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Oh my gosh! Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take a little time and figure it and have it all come in too. Amazing.
We're humbled for this honor.
We are. This is, wow.
It makes us want to even, I'm going to cry. It makes us even want to work more for our clients. You know, I mean, like, oh my gosh, they do love and trust. And I mean, this is just a kind of a affirmation of what we do for them. And it's just, we're just totally honored and humbled by this.
We really are. I mean, it's just off the charts amazing. We sure appreciate it. Thank you so much. I mean, thank our clients for this. This is because of them. I mean, we do our share, but they did this. This is fantastic. And I'm so humbled. I'm very humbled about it.
Again, congratulations to Right Health Insurance, and we're just getting started. When we come back, we'll meet the winner of our medium business category, how they're placing an importance on ethics as they build relationships within the community. Stay tuned.
We will continue our celebration right after a message from these businesses supporting this broadcast.
The celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards on KC24 is presented by the Better Business Bureau, California State University, Fresno, and the Fresno State Ethics Center and Lyles Center, and supported by our partner sponsor, Richard Heath & Associates, with a thank you to our event sponsors, California Health Sciences University, Calviva Health, GL Bruno Associates, Johansson Transportation Services, Manco Abbott, Murphy Bank, Sunmade, U.S. Rubber Recycling, and finally our program sponsors, Art Douglas Plumbing, Building Trades Institute, Clovis Insurance Agency, Demira Cameron LLP, Fresno Neon Sign Company, Carson Construction, Quality Home Services, Real-Time Informational Services, Staples Energy, United Health Centers, and Web City Press. Welcome back to the celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Welcome back. You're watching the 2022 Celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards. Let's now begin with Blair Looney, back to announce our next winner.
The next winner we surprised is in the medium business category from San Bernardino, Office of Howard & Son, Inc. On behalf of the Better Business Bureau, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on being the 2022 Ethics Award winner for Marketplace Excellence in the medium-sized business category. Let's watch company owner Dustin Howard tell us about his family business that he launched nearly 20 years ago in the roofing industry.
Roofing can be a tough business. It's hard work, dangerous work, And Dustin Howard has been doing it for more than 25 years.
I started over 25 years ago an actual on the roof. I learned how to roof. That was back in New Mexico. Moved out to LA and became a sales rep for another company. And then went into two different companies as a sales rep, and then joined a manufacturing company. We manufacture tile, and I became their top sales rep for Orange County. At that time, I basically taught a lot of the contractors how to sell tile, how to install tile. And at that point, I kind of figured I better get into the industry. So I started my own company, and that was in 2004.
And right from the beginning, Dustin has always aimed to be a good and honest business owner, no matter what his business is selling. Eventually, he came to own a roofing company with a business partner, and he began to see how the people that you surround yourself with are so important to a business.
I basically was partnered with somebody who did not have the same mentality, ethics, or vision of what I wanted for the company. So we basically parted ways, and then I started Howard by Sons by myself.
And so his business was born. Dustin was back on the roof and surrounded by the best people he knew.
When I first started, it was just myself, and little by little, we got bigger and bigger, and we needed help. At that point, we didn't have no crews, so I was on the roof, and I had one of my sons work for me on the roof. He didn't like it, but that's how I got him involved. And as we grew, we needed more help, and that's when we kind of had the vision of family-oriented, and we basically had my kids start working for me. I had my two sons and my daughter, and just kind of flew from there.
Howard & Sons are roofing specialists based out of San Bernardino and serving the greater Southern California area. They work on residential homes, commercial properties, industrial buildings, putting roofs over people's heads by relying on a strong ethical foundation.
Howard & Sons' mission is to provide the highest degree of service with the best system warranties available in the industry. And there is a story behind that. As a sales rep, I was teaching contractors how to install roofs and how they were selling the roof systems, but nobody was actually doing the warranty systems. So they were just putting it on a roof and then walking away. And then the homeowner kind of gets held with nothing. People buy stuff at Home Depot, they install it, there's no system warranty. So you have to be a certified contractor, you have to be trained and certified by the actual employees how to install the product. And by doing all that, we basically we get that status, and we can provide a written warranty that's backed by the manufacturer.
It's a simple promise, a simple action that builds trust. And for Dustin, ethics isn't found in hypotheticals or words, it's in action. What he does for his customers and what he does for his team.
Going a little bit deeper and actually having a relationship with them, and not just, they're not a number, they're not an employee, they're actually friends, family. We talk to them on the job sites, we actually have lunch with them, we find out what their needs are, what their family's doing. We always are looking to find out what kind of tools they might need, if there's anything out in the market that make their life easier on the roof, especially on a roof. It's dangerous, and you want to make sure that we have the proper equipment. And not just that, but the quality of the installation. So we do our diligence in training them, but we don't just teach them, we make sure we follow up with them. We go out there and look at them, we inspect them, we give them feedback, and we also take feedback. If there's a better way from our employees to do something, we listen and we follow through, and if it is, we implement it. Being ethical is a decision you make and you live by, and it's a mentality. It's not just, I'm ethical and that's it. It's actually showing it.
And Howard & Sons is showing it each and every day to every customer and every employee, even if they're family. And it's why Howard & Sons is the medium business recipient of the Better Business Bureau's Ethics Awards.
The feeling right now is surprise and nervous. I was not expecting it at all. But I don't take all the credit at all. This is my staff. This is Amanda, it's Liz, Rose, Okan. It's everybody in the company that really shows how we got to this position. And it's with them that we could say we've grown in the right direction.
Great job, Howard & Sons. And up next, we award our large business category. And if you know a business putting ethics first, you can nominate them for our next year's awards. Just go to celebrationofethics.com and click on the nomination tab, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's special presentation. We now bring back Blair Looney for our next award. Take it away, Blair.
In the large business category, we surprised Bitwise Industries, a company that has been connecting people to opportunities in the technology industry for nearly a decade.
I'd like to congratulate you and present you as the winner for the 2022 BBB Ethics Award for Marketplace Excellence in the large business category.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations to you for all.
Here's the response from Jake Soberall, company's CEO and co-founder.
Bitwise is about humans. It's that simple. So when we think about our mission statement, when we think about our North Star, everything that we do is driven by the people that we serve.
And early in her career, Irma L. Olguin Jr. knew she wanted to serve her hometown, a passion she and her business partner Jake Soberall shared when they started Bitwise Industries in 2013.
And the idea at the time was that we wanted to help lift up our city. We both grew up here, we both left, went away for college and career, but we both ended up wanting to return to our hometown, believing that the highest and best version of our careers would be lived out here by providing opportunity to folks who grew up the way that we did.
The people behind Bitwise refuse to accept that the tech industry is only for a select few, relegated only to Silicon Valley or wherever the masses decide the next tech epicenter is. Tech is for everyone, and Bitwise Industries has made it their mission to ignite that revolution here in the Central Valley and other places like it. Bitwise has three main areas of focus: technology consulting, helping businesses with custom software; real estate, developing and leasing unproductive building space and revitalizing city centers; and workforce training, getting back to that mission of arming people often left out of the tech world with the skills to not only join in, but thrive.
The future of Bitwise looks like what we have been doing for the last 9.5 years. But in the next, decade or so, what we're hoping to accomplish is to reach more and more folks in underestimated cities who the world has sort of forgotten about, right? We're talking about the formerly incarcerated, we're talking about the LGBTQ community, we're talking about folks who sort of grow up on the edges of society and provide them an opportunity to access the most exciting segments of our economy. My decisions have to be about other people and serving the community, and that's where I find my purpose, is in helping people experience a level of agency they never thought they would achieve on their own.
The endeavor is an honorable one, and while thousands of people have been benefiting from this mission, it all starts with the people behind the business, looking inward and realizing when their colleagues succeed, they succeed.
Ethics in the marketplace is really important to us as founders and co-CEOs, but then I think to the wider Bitwise community as well, because what we're all signing up to do here is try to create a better future for not just ourselves, but our communities as well. And if we don't do that in an ethical fashion, then we're only serving ourselves and we're not serving the wider community, which is the entire point for us. So it's a really important topic. This is how we make decisions at Bitwise. This is how we make decisions in our community, and the folks who have come to work for us have signed up to do the same.
That ethical foundation for how to make business decisions has trickled down to each and every Bitwise employee.
It starts with our hiring practices. How do we recruit and bring people into helping to serve the mission? What do they hear when they first walk in the doors? One of the sort of founding tenets for us is that you can't just be about your own personal success story. You have to be about the success stories of other people. Otherwise, you're just not going to be happy here. That is what we do day in and day out, and that's how we help to foster that in the community as well.
Bitwise does this all while keeping up with the rapidly changing world, not only for tech, but for everyone.
I think the question of ethics being this sort of born into standard that you recognize is a really big one, and there's so many layers to it. I think that we do adopt very early in our lives an understanding of what's right and wrong. But I do believe too that our environment and our circumstances and the things that where the world may have sort of ended up against you just by the place or the time or the color by which you were born shapes a lot of the decisions that you would make, where one decision in one moment in time felt ethical and made perfect sense for survival reasons, for community reasons, for familial reasons, and in another space and time under a different set of circumstances wouldn't, right? So I don't think it's as black and white as one decision all the time means exactly the same thing. I think our environment has a lot to do with what is ethical.
It's that philosophy, that dedication to what is right and what is ethical for the business, is why Bitwise Industries is the 2022 Large Business winner of the Better Business Bureau's Ethics Awards.
I think this award means to Bitwise, to me personally, to my co-founder and co-CEO Jake, that we're being recognized in the community for the work that we're doing and that it's leaving a positive mark. And while every day we wake up believing that ourselves, that external validation, that somebody sees that work and appreciates that work, helps us tomorrow to wake up and feel the same thing. So we're humbled, we're honored, we're motivated by this award. We're so appreciative.
We have more award winners still to come. Stick around as we honor a business with a special award that's just for them. That's next.
Welcome back to the celebration of Ethical Leadership Awards.
Welcome back, and we certainly hope you've been enjoying these awards, inspiring us all to be ethical leaders. It's hard to believe it, but we've reached our final award of the night. We welcome back Blair Looney to do the honors.
And now for our special category, a company that not only incorporates ethics into their daily operations, but does it while being sustainable and while providing individuals with second chance opportunities. Let's hear from Jeff Baldessari, President, CEO of U.S. Rubber Recycling, Inc.
Coming up with ethical practices for a business can be an arduous endeavor. Getting people to embrace those guidelines, even harder.
Well, I can't give you the answer. Here's my opinion on that, and that is, I think for the most part it's the environment. I think, yes, your DNA, some people are just born super good or super bad, but there are some people where the DNA, no matter what environment they're in, they're going to be ethical. But I think that's a very small percentage. I think the biggest impact that it can have on someone's ethics is the environment they're around.
And at U.S. Rubber, President and CEO Jeff Baldessari is as concerned with the work environment as he is with the company's products.
There's always been a lot of lip service to people are our greatest assets, but you know, any organization that's going to thrive needs people. But people have to be engaged and inspired to do their best. And if they are engaged and inspired, then they'll take care of the customer.
U.S. Rubber has been making use of discarded tires since 1996. They make premium sports flooring, acoustical underlayment for floors, and vegetation control matting. But they're also committed to making second chances happen.
Our mission is twofold. One is to divert a waste stream of discarded truck tires into becoming a feed stream to produce fitness flooring and other products that we produce. And the second portion of our mission statement is to bring out to be a second chance employer and to bring out the best of the folks that we hire, to give them an opportunity and then to thrive, create that environment to become the best that they can be.
The Bounce Back program is U.S. Rubber's second chance hire program, giving the previously incarcerated a career path that sets them up with a life path.
It's great that we're employing these folks, and it's great that they're contributing and they're growing professionally. But by doing this, they earn and have and possess disposable income. They go back into the community, now they're a contributing participant in the local economy. And they're no longer draining from society because they're incarcerated or they're needing public services, but rather they can stand up on their own. And they also can take care of their families. So you think about the impact that you have, you know, where it's a domino effect for the good. But again, it goes back to those ethics where you want to demonstrate through action more so than anything is if you provide the best environment for these people to thrive in, and these employees, they're going to become better citizens, and they're going to learn right, you know, if you want to just make it that simple, right from wrong, and what the importance is of doing a good day's work for a good day's pay.
So along with U.S. Rubber's product line, people want to buy into their mission.
When you're reaching out to a customer base, again, it doesn't matter what the widget is that you produce, but in our case, again, it's the fitness flooring, it's the underlayment, or it's the vegetation control matting. There's a lot of customers out there that are looking for a narrative they want to align with, an ethical company. A company that makes a difference in the community, but on the ethical side, I think that it's the laws of attraction, and again, what do you want to attract into your life? And in the long haul, ethical behavior lasts much longer and is much more rewarding than unethical behavior.
So when contractors lay their subfloor or gym owners outfit their spaces with products from U.S. Rubber, they're part of the narrative, giving discarded tires new life and doing the same thing for people. And it's why U.S. Rubber is this year's winner of the BBB's Social Responsibility Award.
I had no idea this was going to happen today, but to win this award in the category of ethics, this says something about our people. So winning this award, what it makes it exciting is when you have those opportunities to grow, it's the people that get it done. You can have the greatest strategies in the world, but without great people with ethics and effort and standards, it's all intellectual, academics, and this makes it real, and that's what makes it fun. It's fun to look back and go, look at what we did. We, the team, everybody, not any individual, because again, we're looking at the collective win. It's not about me anymore, it's about everyone. And so getting people to think in terms of teams instead of individuals, that's very rewarding. And so this award means a lot to hear that we've been recognized for somehow getting something right for a little bit, and we're going to continue to do that. But that to me is exciting, and I really feel happy for our whole organization. I'm glad we can share it with everybody.
We are very proud of all these winners, and we are honored to be celebrating them with all of you.
What an amazing group of winners. We are honored to recognize and celebrate all of you today. As members of this community, we thank you for your unwavering dedication to the highest ethical standards and for being businesses that consumers can count on. To nominate a company that you believe deserves to be recognized, please visit celebrationofethics.com. It's our hope that what we have seen and heard here today will inspire us to all get involved in our communities and strive to be ethical leaders who serve and put the needs of others first. We'll see you next year.